I just bagged the elephant!
I hope that you've seen the first chapter to get the background. If not, please look in my YouTube library to catch up. So let's take up my story. At the end of the first chapter, I had just discovered Elephant Reef, and what an amazing experience that was. To illustrate, just imagine swinging a metal detector in a place like this. Your detector just won't work. It overloads and blanks out because there is too much data for it to process. That's what happened to me when I detected the Elephant Reef. There was just too much gold. In total, I pulled 115 ounces out of this rotten, decomposed quartz reef. Here's a peek at some of what I found. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To recap, I now had 3 concentrations plus a reef. There was the initial patch in the ancient creek where the 9-ouncer was found, the tertiary creek where the deep 14-ounce slug was, and Elephant Creek, which was a modern-day drainage channel where I had found the second 14-ouncer, which I called the chicken. I've made a mud map to give you an idea of what I discovered to help you get full bottle of what I'm on about. Get the idea? Some of that big gold, the 9-ouncer for example, traveled over 800 meters from its source. How long did it take to move such a fair-sized lump of heavy metal that distance? And what were the forces involved? The mind boggles. Okay, so let's get back to the story. I started digging out the big slugs from the reef. The quartz was very friable. You could almost dig with a spoon. I threw the ore out on a cleared area and detected out the chunks. The hole was getting deeper. I had to use buckets to lift the ore, then detect out the gold. I was careful to save all the ore from this dig to be crushed and washed later. You can see the red line in this video where the quartz had intruded the greenstone granite contact. The hole was about 6 feet deep now. I cut some steps and it was time to put up a fence. I cleaned the reef for a photo op. The gold was clearly visible, and with a shiny face I could see that the quartz reef had been injected into the margins of the greenstone and granite. For those scientists out there that are interested in the geology of such a colossal gold occurrence, here's a scan of the wall face. Notice the ground around Elephant Reef. It's deep and loamy. I'd got some deep gold in various places in the area. I sunk a hole to see how deep it was. I gave up after about 3 feet. I was licking my lips just thinking about all the buried treasure that would lay on the bottom. After I finished chaining and digging the reef, it would be time to call in the bulldozer to have a sniff on the bottom of that deep ground. After 4 months of joy and happiness, I had chained up all the areas that gold had been found and dug the reef. The total was 209 ounces, 115 ounces from the reef, and 94 ounces of alluvial nuggets. Here's a procession of photos that show you what I found. There are the big chunks only. Allow me to give a reflection whilst we have a final tour of the elephant patch. Not only can you see how much ground I chained up, but more importantly, how far gold can move through the country. I mean, a lot can happen in 500 million years, right? One of the largest nuggets, the 9-ouncer, was over 800 meters away from where it formed. I'll show it to you one last time. I believe you can observe its ancient Archean history in its shape and texture. See what you think. I want to tell you that one of the most satisfying aspects of finding a big patch is that when it's all said and done, you have a clear picture in your mind's eye of what's happened here in your special place. I mean, after you've chained up the patch, you know the pattern of the shed of gold. Hopefully you found the source of the shed, the reef, so you understand the physics of how and where the gold has shed. This deep insight that you gain into one of nature's phenomenon, a deposit and shed of gold, is something that you can easily recall in the many years to come. It becomes part of your soul, a deeply religious experience. That was the salt flat that we just went over. From there to the reef, there was hardly no gold found. I think either the elephant reef had a barren section in it and no gold shed from it for eons, or the erosion and water forces changed and carried the gold in a different direction. So, as I say, I had been looking at all the deep, loamy, fluffy ground surrounding Elephant Reef and dreaming about what lies at depth under that dirt on the bottom. Because as all prospectors know, the best gold lies on the bedrock. But it takes many months to get the paperwork and approvals that are needed in order to create a ground disturbance. As there are many layers of bureaucratic tape of all colors all tangled up together, it was very pleasing for me to finally jump through those hurdles and put my bulldozing plan into action. As it was a very large operation, I think it is best if I make a third chapter and bring the final stage of this saga to you in its entirety. Okay, I hope that you have enjoyed my improved rendition of the discovery of Elephant Reef. The third and final chapter is coming right up. You've had a squiz at the massive bulldozing project that I undertook. Come back to see how that turned out. If you appreciate my efforts, please subscribe. Just click the small prospector in the bottom right-hand corner. Like and comment so that YouTube knows you are enjoying my content. Cheerio.